Woo! We're back.
And today we're going to talk about driving.
America is known to be like, all about cars, American people, like it's a big thing, but why do they suck so bad at driving? Don't
There's
get
a
offended,
lot of people.
but there's a chance you suck at driving. And that's okay. That's really okay. You can get better. As long as you don't kill anybody on the road, just try to get better. But the problem is people who think they can drive.
So, Michael, you got here, 3 years ago?
Yes.
What was your first impression coming to America the first time?
The first time I visited a long time ago when I visited
5 years.
I was
5
like,
years!
Dude, we're old. But when I visited, I was like, cars are so freaking big.
Extra large car! Extra small somewhere else.
But you arrive, you're like, whoa, big cars, big roads. You don't need 12 lanes. Like, you already struggle with 2. Maybe don't put 12. Like, people are gonna die. I'm like, blinkers, please. There's so many things that are wrong. I was like, what the fuck?
Obviously, driving in another country is different. Like, obviously, California is gonna be a lot different than driving in, like, India or somewhere like that.
Or the UK, driving on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah.
What you thinking over there?
What are you thinking, mate? Oh, that was Australian.
Yeah.
They drive on the right side, right?
Yeah, they're also wrong. I mean, there's a lot of things that are wrong about Australian, but that's not the point. But there's one thing, like, you still need to learn how to drive anywhere. Like, maybe they drive crazy in the south of France. They, like, jump sidewalks. We'll talk about it one day. But
the whole thing.
They know what they're doing. You'd think for a country as America that kind of, like, brought the car industry to the world, like, in a big scheme back in the days. And you'd think they maybe would have, like, also taught you how to drive with all of this. You weren't built for the open road.
I can respect that.
We will not name names.
Not naming names.
But the first time I came here, some people...
You know who you are.
were driving of Jesse's group of friends, and I was like, please God help me.
Gripping the
holding
sides.
the thing like, oh my God, like, you could, normal person will merge like, okay, changing lane. But it would be like, left now! Why?
No blinker, just no.
Yeah, no blinkers, so abrupt. Yeah, and it's like, because you guys don't drive manual, it's all automatic. It's like the gas pedal. It's like you're at the go-kart. It's like, I go, I stop, I go, I stop, boom, 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 boom. I'm like, why? Jesse is a fantastic driver.
Oh, Michael, I still learned when I was 16. I don't think it's like...
That's crazy to me. When I was 16, I was very dumb. You should not have allowed me to, like, drive a car. Blows me away that in America you're allowed to drive that early. In France, you can only do your driver's license when you're 18. So doing it at 16 here, I was like, wait a minute. There's something wrong there.
That's 2 years of responsibility growth. So what I did, I was lucky enough to be able to drive with my parents. So they pretty much taught me. So thank God, because otherwise there's no actual formal training. I feel like you take the multiple choice, which is kind of dinky, and then you do the in person with some random person. So the system doesn't actually teach you how to drive. My parents taught me how to drive.
I realized that the day that I decided to pass my driver's license here. So I was like, a little unsettled. I was like kind of stressed. What am I gonna be able to do? You arrive and the written test is literally like, hi, is this light green or red right now? And it's a bright green thing. I'm like, is there a trick?
What do you do?
I'm looking under the mouse pad. Is there like a third answer? It's like,
Go.
Green. Congratulations! You have passed the test! I was like, what? And I remember, I was so stressed and you were like, oh, it's okay. Like, I was legit, like, studying for it. And you're like, silly. You don't need it. The questions are so simple. And then, the driver's test.
Oh my God.
She told me, oh yeah, you're probably gonna be driving on that road and they'll ask you this question. I was like, what? So we trained.
We did like the practice course around the neighborhood because it's where I got my test, so I know where they take like the course.
And like 10 years later, it was the same route. 10 years. And it was like, okay, go on that road, like turn right there. And like the most basic. And I realized that's why people suck at driving. You were never taught. It's not your fault.
It's just a low standard. So the standards are super low here. The bar in France is like really high.
Not only
crazy.
do you need a lot of money, because for most people, you end up paying $2,400 to like $3,000. So imagine.
Here it was like, what, $20?
I paid $40 to pass it. Over there, you have to take a minimum amount of 25 hours of driving. They're all charged at 40 euros per driving hour. You have a minimum to take, but if you fail something, you have to take another amount. You keep on going, you have to pay extra for your written test, you have to pay extra to actually take the driver's license, and you are forced to take like, you know, those education courses, and it adds up and adds up and adds up and adds up, and you're like broke.
So I actually remember you telling me the test is like crazy hard, like impossible almost.
The driver's test is very hard to take because you have to like, you know, drive a manual car in France. But what's really hard is before that, the written exam is like questions that are gonna be like, it's dark outside. You're driving a car that weighs approximately 2 tons. You have a body in the back of the trunk. Under your arm, a baguette. You need to shift gear, but there's a police car on your left and the light is about to turn orange. What do? Do you cry, roll in a ball? What are your decisions? You need to answer faster, faster. There is a time limit on the test. Pick A, B, or C. What do you do?
Put it in drive?
Yes! 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 Put it in drive! Then what?
Floor it?
No!
Well, here it's actually kind of silly, I feel like. The test is so easy. It's literally like, do you take the right pedal or the left pedal when you come up to a red light?
I mean, that depends. Some people might not even know left or right.
Hey!
Jesse.
I do the L. We're good.
But the multiple choice questions were so simple.
Yeah.
One might say as easy as ABC.
Or 1, 2, 3.
You've arrived at your destination, a residential parallel parking spot. Do you A. Drive immediately away because it's too difficult to parallel park? B. Double park like an asshole because you have no regard for anyone but yourself, even though someone might come home at midnight and not have anywhere to park and see you taking 2 spots for yourself? You little bitch. Or C. Just pull in like the boss that you are. Remember, you're an alpha, and this is America. You're free to do whatever you want.
But there's still like good things about driving here.
I mean, yes. First of all, right on red.
Yeah.
Best invention ever. Like
That doesn't exist in France.
Yeah.
Like you can't. It's like you can't go on red no matter what.
right on red, best invention ever.
Yeah.
And then here in California, there's different things like the California roll.
Rolling stop at the stop signs because you have to go through like 10 stop signs to get to the beach, and it adds like triples your time if you actually stop.
So you never really stop. The stop is more like ding suggestion. It's
like
more
a
of a
yield.
guideline.
Yeah,
it's more
yeah.
of like, you might want to slow down, but then maybe not stop.
If
you know.
someone else is coming, maybe, you know.
You know, they were right when they called it the Fast and the Furious, because sometimes on the road, I feel like Vin Diesel, baby.
Too fast, too furious.
Oh yeah, it feels good. It's like, you know, mostly in California, like no one really cares about the speed limit. In France, you have to be like, am I like literally 1 kilometers per hour
Yeah,
above?
because the stupid cameras. They
Yeah.
have cameras that are like hidden in like the streets, and if you go 1 kilometer per hour over the speed limit, you get like a
There's
$10,000
big
ticket.
speed radars.
Yeah.
I am stupid and aggressive.
So when I moved here, I was like really worried because there would be like those signs like speed enforced by radar.
Which are obviously like a joke.
But
I mean,
as I was just thinking, what
Yeah.
if they're not?
what if there's a world where speed is actually enforced by radar?
Oh boy. In a world where speed is actually enforced by radar. Whoa, slow down there. There's a sign and it says that the speed is enforced by an airplane or something?
No, that's not real. Nobody's ever got a ticket like that.
Go over the speed limit and pay the price.
Skirt, skirt!
Take it easy, Vin Diesel. Take it easy.
Oh, sir, we have a 1041 Navigation and a target, white Corolla driving on street. It appears they're doing a 47 and a 45 zone.
Did you hear that? No one is safe. Coming this summer, the movie you never knew you wanted, starring Vin Diesel, your mom, and a cool white Corolla. Drive fast, die young. The world where speed was actually enforced by radar or something like that. My throat's dead.
God bless America for being a free country to allow you to drive like a maniac if you want to.
But sadly, it's not as fun when you're not driving a sports car and
Right.
you're just stuck with a 1997 Camry.
Don't disrespect the Camry. Are you talking smack?
The Lamborghini.
Lamborghini Mercy.
But I mean, it's just weird because it's like everyone here drives like car as your status. Everyone
Yeah.
drives a nice car.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Everyone likes to get a new car with like a payment of like $700 a month.
It's like 20% interest. People will live in shacks just so that they can drive like a sports car or like a muscle car or a lifted truck.
Yeah.
Just so they're like, yeah, you know, like
Which is kind of silly.
it gets
It's
my
just a car.
our Camry gets us from point A to point B like in the same amount of time.
The salespeople get you, I feel like.
They're real
Every
sharks.
time.
They
Yeah.
prey on people, and the car payments are always like astronomical.
It's crazy.
Astronomical.
Astronomical.
But it's so bad, and it's like, oh yeah, like, oh, but you really cannot miss on this. It's like,
You
well,
must have this brand new car that's $75,000
You
above
don't.
your budget.
you don't. And also, stop having commercials all the time about how I'm missing out on the biggest sales event. Every time I turn on the radio, it's like,
This weekend only for Memorial Day, you'll find new sales for that car you don't need. We'll give you interest rates higher than you'll ever.
this summer sale. The summer sale is happening because it's summer. You could be driving in a convertible you can't. Do not miss the giant 10 car sale event this weekend only. You're driving
This weekend only, do not miss the sale.
You're driving a shitty car and we can get you a better one. So come down there.
This Christmas for Happy Honda Days, one Christmas gift to rule them all. Only for Christmas.
Today only, we're offering you the deal of a lifetime. For the low cost of liking and subscribing, you get to watch this show.
And this show is like a 97 Camry. Does it make weird noise? Yes.
And
Is it glamorous? No. But can you count on it? Maybe.